I'm really, really excited to take you through this dream interpretation template. It's really helped me uncover what's going on in my inner world, and hopefully it'll do the same for you. So let's dive into it. Okay, so the first thing you want to do after you purchase the template is to press that button, and it will duplicate the template into your own Notion workspace. Okay, with that out of the way, let me give you a tour. First of all, what is dream work and dream analysis? So dream analysis is a way to look into your own inner worlds and get insights from what's going on, what's driving you. This template really follows the Jungian analysis process. And so what we're doing here is a meaning making process where we're looking at the associations that you have with the symbols that appear in your dream, and also looking at archetypes. So that's universal patterns and images that appear in dreams, because we are part of the culture, because we're part of a zeitgeist. So what this tool helps you do is discover those archetypes and then work with them, analyze what that means for you. So the general process of analyzing your dreams is to just record or write down your dream immediately after waking up. I've included some tips and tricks on how to do that, so I won't go into too much detail now. But then what you do is identify the key symbols and the characters and the emotions and the event in the dream. Explore the personal associations you have with these elements. Consider the universal symbolism we just talked about. And all of that is a process and is a skill. What this template does is it makes that a lot easier with AI. Like, it helps you to deconstruct the dream and asks you some targeted questions so that you can do this analysis. It's really fucking amazing what comes out of this. I want to show you how you record a dream yourself. So head over to the Add a New Dream button, where you can then fill in your dream. What I tend to do is I use the voice memo app on my iPhone to talk about my dream right after waking up. It then automatically transcribes, and I take the transcript and then work with that here. So what you do is press the toggle button, and this is where you want to paste the transcript. So just replace this with the transcript of the dream. We can then close that back up. And now it gets interesting. Click into this field and hit update. This will now retell your dream. So have a read over that and see if that's all correct. And if there's any changes you want to make, if anything is missing or it got anything wrong, you can go click in there and you can literally just type over and change it. But I'm happy with that. This is the dream that came out. Now the next step, once again, we click into this purple field and then hit update. Now this will pull out all the details of my dream. So it looks at the setting and the environment of the dream, where the dream takes place, the characters in my dream. And at this point, you probably start already making sense. You already start to see things that you may not have been so aware of before. It's important for this AI analyst to do a good job to know a little bit about what's going on in your life. It just helps to know your gender. So I'm going to click on male here. And if in your voice memo, you can mention any life events that are going on in your life right now. If you didn't do that, don't worry about it. You can just add it here. For example, let's say I recently moved to a new city and struggled to make friends. Everything that appears in a dream is a symbol, essentially. So you may be dreaming about things that seem like they relate to real world things. Like you may be dreaming about your boss. It's never about your boss. Your boss in the dream represents something else in your own psyche. So that's what we call a symbol. Symbols can be characters in your dreams. They can be people in your dreams, or they could be objects, colors, numbers, environments, any of those things. So you click in here and hit update. It should extract all the symbols that are in your dreams. You can make this thing a bit bigger, and then, so this step is really important. You can't interpret a dream based on a dream dictionary or on what other people are thinking about what it might mean. the only way to really interpret a dream meaningfully is to look at what it means to you. So this step is important because it gives us like an individual dream dictionary. So it says, I associate the symbol with this kind of meaning. And that then helps us to later deconstruct the dream meaningfully so that we don't just take a wild guess at what's going on in your dream, but we're able to actually relate it to what's going on in your life. Now, how do you do this step well? What I do here, I take symbol by symbol, and then I associate the first thought that comes when I think about the symbol. So this is a little bit like in mindfulness meditation. When you're noticing the first thought that comes up, write that down. So what I do here is I just really quickly think about, what does an empty mansion mean to me? A beautiful but lonely space, feeling isolated, and so on. So really spend some time on this. Get some good associations for these different symbols. If there are any symbols missing, you can add more. Now, this is where the magic starts to happen. In the next step, I'm asked some very specific questions to help me uncover the meaning of the dream. So in this case, for example, how might the empty mansion reflect aspects of your internal emotional state or current life situation, particularly feelings of isolation or disconnection? And you can see how this is sort of starting to feel a bit like therapy. So it's asking open-ended questions to help me unpack the meaning of those symbols in my dream. And what you do is just click on here and you answer the question as much as comes to you. And this is kind of just the extent how I would answer these questions. It's just a short, like a few sentences, and often there things start to fall into place. Things are starting to make sense. And after doing all this thinking work, we get to sit back and get the AI to do a bit of work for us. So here, when you click into this field and hit update, it will now unpack the universal symbolism and aspects of the collective unconscious for us. So it would look at things like archetypes in the Jungian sense. And so it's not just taking a wild guess here, it's actually taking my own association that I have with a symbol and how I've answered the questions to compare it to what we know about archetypes in our culture. It might give you a little bit of different perspective as well and unlock some additional thoughts. And then we get to the shadow questions. So shadow questions are questions that help you go to these aspects of your psyche that you'd rather not look at. But it would really serve you to look at them because it might be really what's causing a lot of the issues and problems you see in your life. So these questions are designed to help you get to the shadow. And once again, you can open this up and then you just start writing and really go into yourself and be honest with yourself. All of this is about just understanding yourself better. Then once you fill that all in, again, it's time to sit back and see what a therapist would tell me. And this is the analyst perspective. So we click into this field and we click update again. So this part will actually call out your bullshit and it will gently challenge you, but also offer recommendations and just something you might want to try in your life based on the things you're discovering in the dream. And that's pretty extensive. Like this is some really good free advice that you're getting. And then it comes up with some recommendations, how you can integrate what you've learned a bit better. And now speaking of integration, that's the final step. And integration means to really make it tangible. Like how can you put this into your life? How can you put it into action? And that's where the coaching questions come in. And so then once you've reflected on this, once again, this is where you type it in. The last step, I really like that. It's a really nice touch. at the end of an intense session. Like this could take you anywhere between 30 to 60 minutes to really work through this. And it is a mindfulness practice. So this is a really targeted journaling practice that goes deep into your unconscious. And it's really, really helpful. But what's really important to me is that you take action and that you move into the right direction. And that's what this ritual is about. So clicking on this based on the dream and on everything you've learned about yourself from this dream, it will suggest 3 rituals. You can pick one of them. It's completely up to you. It might just give you an idea of something that you can take forward into your daily life. Now, with your dream, this will feel really, really relevant. And what this does is it sets an intention. It plants a seed inside your unconscious mind to grow into more positive behaviors. I really love that step. Like, it's a small thing you can do. You don't have to go out there and change your entire life. You just go and take the first step. And that is the whole dream interpretation process. So yeah, I really hope that you enjoy this. It will teach you so much about yourself. It'll teach you so much about your inner world and the programs that are running in your unconscious that create the things you see in your life, the good things as well as the obstacles. And it will give you insight into how to overcome these obstacles. So it's absolutely priceless to do this work. It is essential for your personal development. If you don't pay attention to your dreams, you're really missing an opportunity. And hopefully this dream interpretation template will make it a lot easier and will unlock all these opportunities for you. So thank you so much. And I hope you check it out and find it useful.